Fantasy football is my religion.
Smile!
Because I love Brad.
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
All I see are lies and collusion. This whole season is nuts.
Giddy on up and giddy on out.
One-on-one, I'm undefeated, never lost.
Hey guys, it's Brad here, your 2014 Bundy champion. Never forget. And Stu, another Dynasty Destroyer with another win this week. And we're here to for another episode of Fantasy Gravy, the official podcast of the Kappa Sigma Alumni Fantasy Football League. How are you doing, Stu?
Pretty good, man. Another loss to Lubbock, so that sucks. But what are you going to do? Gotta have a win streak coming up. But we're going to have a great day on our podcast. First up, we've got Fantasy Juggernauts.
Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
What do we got, Brad?
Like I said, Fantasy Juggernaut's a team that scores 130-plus points and win. So Mo, our top dog again, 151 points. MVP was Lamar Jackson with a 30-burger. But we all really know every week Mo's MVP is the New England defense. And then Dixon with 130 points. His MVP was Stephon Diggs with a 40-burger on CoPro. And then Vince was our final Fantasy Juggernaut with 131 points. His MVP, David Johnson, with 25 points. Vince's team was just pretty steady across the board this week. And those are your Fantasy Juggernauts.
All right. Yeah, and I love that the other podcast of the league talks about juggernauts and talks about when they are juggernauts in their podcast. So they love this section so much and want to achieve it, they talk about it in their own podcast. So it's pretty great. Love that. Thank you guys for the shout out. So, Brad, week 5 injuries. Sam Bradford was going to town. What do we got?
Yep. Stu, Patrick Mahomes, he's still day-to-day with an ankle sprain. I think he's going to be okay. Go ahead and plug him in your lineups. He'll play Sunday.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and add this in here. We were watching the game tonight. Patrick Mahomes went down with a knee injury. Looks like it could be a multi-week absence. We're going to find out later today. On Friday when this podcast should be dropping. So we're just going to wait and see what happens, but does look like it could be a multi-week absence.
David Johnson still dealing with some back pain, but he played on Sunday. I expect him to be back again. Wayne Gallman with concussion, but it doesn't matter because Saquon Barkley is going to be back this week. You can bank it. Philip Dorsett with a hamstring strain, likely at least 1 week. I guess that's why Sam went and picked up the other wide receiver for New England because Josh Gordon hurt his knee. He's also sidelined. He didn't practice on Tuesday. And you know what? It sounds like New England could use a wide receiver. And there's a Devo wide receiver out there who Tom Brady loves and even offered for him to live in his house. I think they need to be booming and go get AB once he gets his stuff settled. So what? He called out Kraft. Kraft deserved to be shouted out on because he is, he's a scumbag. Sammy Watkins with a hamstring strain week to week. He was involved in a trade we'll talk about later. Sterling Shepard still dealing with that concussion, likely be out this week. Hollywood Brown still dealing with an ankle sprain. Malcolm Brown, another Brown, this one for the Rams. Running back and backup to Todd Gurley, hurt ankle. Was very limited on Sunday after getting hurt, which gave way to Mr. Darrell Henderson. Todd Gurley also still suffering I think it's a quad issue he's having. So he actually may miss week 7 they're talking about, which could lead to a big day for Mr. Darrell Henderson. Alvin Kamara was surprised with a hurt ankle. They said a high ankle issue. They're not saying a sprain, but more than likely, if it's a high ankle injury, it's probably sprain related. But he's expected to play Sunday, but it's against the Bears. So we'll even see if he's able to do anything. Deshaun Jackson, day-to-day, still with the hamstring. He was sidelined on Wednesday's practice. He didn't play. Chris Thompson joins Devontae Adams with the turf toe. So Chris Thompson, I expect him not to play. If he does, he'll be useless.
I believe
And that is the
I believe Washington went ahead and picked up another running back. It's that bad.
Yeah, that's surprising because AP is old as dirt. And you know what? AP can only keep playing as long as his AARP card's valid.
Yeah, the man lit up the stage, and I had him on my bench. So it's lovely. All right, guys, don't forget bye weeks. This week it is Tampa Bay, the Panthers, Steelers, and Browns.
This is a big bye week, Stu.
Yes.
Big bye week for the league. We got big-time players out.
We do.
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, McCaffrey, DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel,
OBJ,
James Conner. Yeah, OBJ and Nick Chubb.
Jarvis Landry.
Players.
Your team,
Landry's out.
Your team is on bye this week, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. Thankfully, I was able to pick up some depth. I made some trades beforehand to kind of patch these together. I think I got a pretty good lineup this week, so we'll see what happens. But, yeah, those are your bye weeks, guys. Watch out, plug and play. And let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Dynasty, Stu. In week 6,
crazy.
I whooped up on B-Dub.
Not shocking.
I go ahead and go 4-2. Stu, you beat Rod. Adam beat Puva. And Matt beat Dixon. So Matt was a winner twice this week. I said I'll go 4-2. You'll go 4-2. Matt and Adam both 4-2. But Dixon and Rod will drop to 3-3. Our week 7, quickly looking at Adam, looks like I have a 64% chance to beat Dixon. Stu, you have a 69% chance to beat Puva. Matt has a 69% chance to beat B-Dub. But looking at it, looks like Rod has a 94% chance to beat Adam. I'm betting that's because of bye weeks. Adam hasn't plugged in his people. But, Adam, you better plug in your guys or you're going to lose. So those are your Dynasty matchups.
All right, guys. We've now got our league consensus rankings. This is what you guys have voted. This is how we see the league working out as the season has gone on. It's getting closer and closer to, I think we're definitely at the midway at this point with 13 weeks of the regular season. So this is where, we see who can rise to the top and who's going to sink to the bottom. It's going to be really interesting. First up at number 12, we've got Lovick. Did get his first win. Yeah, he got his first win against me. Phillip Rivers and Hunter Henry decided in the last 5 minutes of our matchup to go for 2 touchdowns and just absolutely destroy my day. So,
you know what the funny thing is in that matchup? I traded both of you the winning pieces you needed to win. I traded you AP.
I still
you
wouldn't
didn't use them.
I still wouldn't have won.
You still wouldn't have won?
No.
Oh.
No, I could
Hunter Henry, I traded up. Well,
yes.
My bad.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't expect Hunter Henry to go off like that.
No,
I
clearly.
was in RB depth. I expected Hunter Henry not get used that much his first game back, but I was wrong. That man got all the freaking garbage time.
All of it. Yeah. If I would have played Edmund and I pretty much could have played a perfect roster and still would have lost by at least 5-10 points. So, yeah, nothing I can do. That's just the way my luck's going right now. Congratulations, Lovick. And then at number 11, we've got Matt with back-to-back wins, but still being ranked in the bottom of the league. It's kind of crazy. So that's where we're at. I think you have a decent team. You and Lovick have a match against each other this week, and we'll talk more about that shortly.
I do. I think if Matt can win that one, I think he'll shoot up the power rankings a bit. Next at number 10, give it 10. It's 10. Adam. Adam coming in at 10. What do you think of Mr. Adams' team there, Stu?
He's clearly got a decent team. Had a big game last week. Did he not have a big game this week? Or at least a semi-decent week?
Well, let me check that real quick. I can pull that up right now. And from what I can see on Adam's matchup last week, he
did a respectable 112. Vince just had a crazy weird day.
Yes.
Vince thought he lost.
Well, here's the deal with Adam. Amari Cooper got hurt.
Yeah,
At the very beginning of the game and never came back in. So I think that throws a wrench in the game plan and everything else, what plays they were going to call. Everyone else on his team did really good. It was just the Amari Cooper situation. I expected Kerryon Johnson to have more points than what he did. He did play Jordan Howard, who had 4.9. Miles Sanders is the one that went off for 17. So looks like the torch got passed to Miles. Or it could just be whoever has the hot hand.
Vince's Kirk Cousins play for 37 points, I think what it was, something like that, something crazy. Yeah, 37.32. No one expected that. Vince didn't expect that. He was hoping for 20 points, so that just really helped him out. Gurley out. All of us thought, man, Adam was looking good Thursday. Just crazy turnaround. So, Adam, I think you'll do better. You're still going to be in the middle of the pack, but I think you're gonna keep winning.
Yeah.
And then
Adam, you watch some Rob Zombie movies. You need to instill fear and uneasiness to your opponent, like those Rob Zombie movies do.
All right, and then we've got Day at number 9.
Double tight end.
Double tight end, and not trading a single one of them. Not that I've tried. Don't know what that's like.
And only 55 points this week.
Yeah, that's bad. That's real bad.
That was it.
Yeah.
That's it. And you know what it is? He's just got one of those teams where they're either going to hit or they don't. Devontae Adams being out hurts them. Sterling Shepard being out hurts them. Frank Gore was on a bye. He had to plug in James White, who had 2 carries for -1 yard. But luckily he had 9 catches for 46 yards. Derrick Henry was plugged up. And there's going to be games where Derrick Henry's plugged up. It happened to him last year. Because right now the Titans' offense is Derrick Henry, and that's it.
Jared Goff with -2 points doesn't help either.
Yeah, that didn't help either. That hurt.
That Rams
game, got rid of Goff.
Yeah, that Rams game got dumb. Clearly, the 49ers are a defense that to be contended with this year. Don't look forward to having to have a matchup against them any week. So
number 8, we have Vince coming in. I figured Vince would be higher since he's 4-2.
You would think, and he's had some pretty good weeks. He's been on the Juggernauts twice this year, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe not more. So, why he keeps getting ranked so low, I'm not really sure. I'm not down where Vince should be, I'm not really sure. So, Vince's running back situation is a little sketchy. Maybe that's what's going on here. Both Gurley's hurt. Johnson's hurt. Without those, his team looks a little shaky, I guess.
I hope they both don't play on Sunday, personally. That's only because I face you this week, Vince. You got a good team. When your guys are all healthy, you'll be fine. At 4-2, you're off to a good start. So, you're right in the thick of it, and you got a good squad.
All right, next up.
You're rotating quarterback, which is fine.
Next up at 7, we've got Rod. His team has done, has won a couple times, right? He's what?
He's 2-4.
Okay. He's like the rest.
Right now, he's in purgatory with you.
Yeah, he's right there. He's not far off. He's doing better than some of the other guys in this list.
Yeah. He's been consistent. He's been consistent with his scoring. He's got 620. He's got 20 points more than basically Day and Matt, which is keeping him up in that purgatory area, which we'll go over that in a little while. So Rod's got to make a few moves. Hopefully Sammy Watkins, trade for Sammy. We'll go over that later. Hopefully he does good. I like Philip Lindsay and Matt Breida. Tevin Coleman has not been has not been a good bill of health so far this season. So if something happens with Tevin Coleman again, he's got gold mine there. George Kittle, he's very more likely he's going to have an advantage at tight end every week. It just his wide receivers are hit and miss. So it just depends if his wide receivers have a good week or a bad week.
Yep, totally agree.
And yep.
Next up is my
number 6.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
know.
number 6.
I honestly don't know how I'm ranked that high. I didn't rank myself.
I think as people
that high.
know Barkley. People know Barkley are on their way back. You'll have you got through bye weeks. You're gonna have Nancy Trio, Barkley, Jacobs, and Gordon moving forward, and that's just gonna be really hard to beat. I think people are just projecting the future for you, and so yeah, you're at number 6, Stu. I like it. I like your team. I like Kyler Murray at quarterback. We'll talk about him later, and yeah, so you're coming number 6. Number 5, we got Sammy with an I. I figure Sam would be a little bit higher too, but Sam has a really good squad. Alvin Kamara dealing with an injury, but that Chris Carson pick has worked out so well for him. Keenan Allen's had a couple down weeks. He's due for an uptick in usage. I think he needs to upgrade at quarterback over Jacoby Brissett. I don't think Everett's going to do what people expect at tight end. I think that's just a 1 week thing. Just going to be random when you get that from him. And Cooper Kupp is a beast. So overall, I like Sam's team, and he's made smart moves. He's really stuck to his draft, which was smart. It was a good draft. And so, yeah, Sam at number 5. And who comes at number 4, Stu?
We've got Dixon. Now, this is where I switched this. I would have done Dixon over Sam. Dixon has the same record with 4-2, and has more points than Sam. So I see where the ranking comes in. But I like Sam's team a little better here. Dixon is hurting, especially this week without Connor. Connor's been a little iffy. Aaron Jones has been good, but with Jamal Williams back, clearly that's going to be an issue. Aaron Jones should have had that.
He's going to need a running back with Chris Thompson at that turf toe, because right now that's who he has in his lineup. He didn't have another running back. So he's waiting out Darius Geis on the IR. I don't ever have him in the IR spot. Didn't hurt anything.
Yep.
He's playing Josh Allen over Aaron Rodgers this week. But Josh Allen plays Miami. So that might be a pretty good bet on that one. So
Aaron Rodgers hasn't been a crazy airing it out this year. So I see it. I do. Without Devontae Adams, he doesn't seem to have that solid target that he's looking for. Yeah, not really shocked. And then at number 3, no surprise, Kaprovic. This man is he did lose, did he not? Or is he 5-2?
He lost, but he's starting DJ Shark this week. Congratulations, smart move.
Well, he started him last week, and that was not a smart move.
Yeah, well, when you have a core of Mahomes, Dalvin Cook, Michael Thomas, and Julian Edelman, and your bench, his bench is David Montgomery. He's got the handcuff to Dalvin Cook. You got Larry Fitz. Surprised he's not starting Larry Fitz this week. But, I wouldn't start Larry Fitz over Thomas or Edelman. I don't know. Maybe Shark. I don't know about that one. He's got a great matchup going against the 30th ranked pass defense of the Giants.
Well, he's got the Chicago Bears back after his debacle this weekend. It's
a high price for him, but I think worth it.
Ridiculous. That whole
the Bears did lose a defensive tackle.
That's just, it was nuts. That whole entire thing was crazy.
Yeah. Not
his fault, but still nuts all around. At number 2, Brad, your loss to Mo has put you back in rank number 2.
I'm number 2 with doo-doo. I'm still mourning. I'm mourning my undefeated record. It was great while it lasted. got to be top dog for a week. Then Mo bit me, and he stabbed me.
He stabbed you. He shanked you hard.
Still licking my wounds.
Yeah, he shanked hard.
He did. He shanked me hard. That stupid Patriots defense, not fair.
They are cheat faces for sure. I mean, that is a crazy defense this year. I mean, they're outscoring most running backs and wide receivers. Yeah. Like, that's just absurd for your defensive position.
They were they'd be like top 10, like most skill positions, I think, when they like broke it down. That was before last week.
Yep.
And what makes me mad about the matchup is he started Golden Tate, which I liked. I was like, New England always takes away your best player. Sorry, I'm getting choked up about this. And freaking Golden Tate goes off, and New England defense goes off. He got both. Usually that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So, congratulations, Mo. You beat me. But I still think I got a pretty good squad moving forward. I mean, I only got Christian McCaffrey, so I guess I'll be okay.
So, process of elimination, we've all figured out Mo is number one. His team is crazy good. He's going to make playoffs at this point. He's 5-1 with you? You're both making playoffs.
Yeah, I think mathematically, I mean, me and him are both 5-1, and you look at there's 7 games left. And if I could switch it to the playoff preview here, yeah, I mean, in purgatory, it's you and right now and Rod, and that's 2 wins. And so, yeah,
there's a lot of season left. A lot of season left.
Yeah, a lot of season. So really, we're only up by 3 with 7 to go. We have to win 4. So really, our magic number is 4.
That's your guaranteed lock. Happens. That you get in no matter what, no one can stop you. But the realistic number has always been 6 to 7 wins is your normal.
Teams play each other, and they're going to knock each other down, win and losses as the week goes on, as the season goes on. But mathematically, that number is going to get smaller as the season goes on. I expect 7 to be the magic number to get in the playoffs this year.
I think that's what it was last year when it was lopsided like this. I mean, this year's still better. There's not the 0-4. There's not the 0-6 team like last year. So we're at least evening each other out a little bit.
We have an alert. Breaking news: Saquon Barkley and Evan Ingram practiced in full today.
I just saw that. I was going to report that myself. So Mo's extremely happy. That Jimmy Graham drop makes a lot more sense. I mean, I don't think he was worried. Saquon, I'm super excited about. They have a pretty good matchup this week, so I'm also excited about that.
Yeah.
So it should be good. We'll keep going forward. It should be a pretty good matchup. But so now, what is our playoff predictions right now, altogether?
All right now, the season ended today. Regular season, Bundy bracket. Mo would have the 1 seed. I have 2 seed, both 5-1. Both leading our divisions. Feels good. And the playoff hunt. Co-Pro at 4-2, Dixon at 4-2, Sam at 4-2, Vince at 4-2. Here's the thing. Mo has got to feel uneasy. He's top dog, but his division has been the hardest. Out of all the ones in the playoff hunt, 3 of the 4 of the 4-2 records are in the same division as Mo. So it makes mine a little bit of an easier road. But so Mo literally has to make sure he keeps winning because he's only a few bad weeks from losing the division lead. Purgatory, Stu and Rod, only 2 games back of being in the playoffs. Y'all got more points scored than those that are in the dildo bracket. Which in the dildo bracket, we have Day, who replaces Rod there with a 2-4 record. Dude has an abysmal 55-point week. Matt is there at 2-4 also. And then Adam and Lovick are both 1-5. They're up there. They're down there in that bracket that should not be named. They went out of there. They want to get out, but they're going to have to win to do so. And Lovick, you start now with Matt. It's a big game between y'all this week. And there you go. Do you want to move on to Collusion Corner?
Yep, let's move that way. All right. First up, we've got Lubbock trades Sammy Watkins to Rod for Deshaun Jackson. I like the upside of Deshaun Jackson much more than Sammy Watkins. He had 1 week. Deshaun Jackson is the same way, but Deshaun Jackson has been hurt. So
Yeah.
he's still got that allure of upside because you haven't seen him not do it. Sammy Watkins hasn't done it, has been playing, and I just, especially with Tyreek back, I don't know it's going to work out.
I'll say this. Maybe Sammy has better numbers of Tyreek back because there'll be more attention toward Tyreek.
This is true.
It seemed like a lot of attention was on Sammy, and that's why all the other wide receivers broke out.
That's kind of what I'm hoping for with Tyler Boyd. If A.J. Green will come back, I have a feeling Tyler Boyd will have a much better time because he's not going to have double coverage the entire time. So I agree.
I agree.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, neither one of these is just like league breaking as of right now. So, fair trade.
The trade that Stu did not like because we didn't expect this type of outcome the first week back, but I traded Hunter Henry to Lubbock for Kenyon Drake because I need RB depth, and well, Lubbock was the only one willing to deal an RB, and he went ahead and broke the trade embargo. Thank you, Lubbock. But it ended up being in your favor to do so. How do you feel about that trade, Stu?
Clearly it's one-sided. I don't like it now. Lubbock won. Hunter Henry looks like he's just going to be a beast as long as he can stay healthy, which has been an issue. As long as he can stay healthy, I think he won this one pretty hard and heavy. Kenyon Drake had a guaranteed touchdown, and apparently the team's strategy is tank for Tua and 2 for Tua last Sunday.
Yeah, let's just hope. I just need him for depth, and but yeah, Hunter Henry's the better player. Mm-hmm. Just team needs, and I mean, right now I'd still make that deal because I need a running back for this week. Kind of backed in a corner on that one. I may only get 5 points if I start him. Hopefully I get to start Darrell Henderson instead. Let's go ahead and move on to the WAB Lotto, Stu.
All right, so for the WAB Lotto, we are recording on Wednesday, so we actually do know the correct numbers for this week. Some crazy money was spent this week. Mo is at 80, Vince at 68 now, Day at 59, Sam at 55, Dixon at 46, Rod at 40, CoPro 36, was in the 70s yesterday. So he went crazy. Me at 32 still, Matt at 6, Brad at 5, Adam and Lubbock hitting the 0. So,
yeah, they're done. Adam and Lubbock are done. Me and Matt are almost there. I went over. I'd spent $9 more than I needed to get the Minnesota Vikings defense, but I need to make sure I got a defense because I knew I wasn't getting the Bears.
Yep, and so we've got pretty much $1 bids from you and Matt going on from here on out, basically.
Yeah, basically. Maybe a $2. I might get crazy. But let's go ahead and move on to Laurel Bundy's big board of bets.
Giddy on up and giddy on out.
All right, so we do have some updates. So the bet between Matt and Adam, Matt and Lubbock, sorry. Lubbock took Diggs, Matt took Thielen. Thielen is at 88.7 points for the season. Diggs, with that crazy week this week, is 81.3, so caught up really well. Close.
Gonna be close.
Yeah. All right. So this.
And then I lost one to Lubbock.
You did. So last week we were laughing about this because the bet was Lubbock bet Brad that Kyler Murray within the first 6 weeks of the season would be a running back or a quarterback 10. Last week he was quarterback 15. With that 37-point game, he is now quarterback 9. So Brad has lost that bet. Crazy. I thought he was going to have a good game. Didn't see that one coming. Sure didn't see him moving up to quarterback 9.
Moved up 6 spots.
In
My
1 week.
gosh.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. And then we've got the Bet versus Mo. We already know that one's done. We had the Sam Darnold and the Mitch Trubisky.
Yep.
Sam Darnold, with his crazy out of nowhere win this week, was like 10 points or something like that. Now he's 33.6, and Mitch Trubisky is 31.62.
Yeah, Matt should have went ahead and canceled that bet due to injury, but he rolling the dice and
looks bad right now.
yeah. So
yeah.
Yep. So Sam Darnold, the big game back, he takes the lead. Lovick's leading that one.
All right, guys, we've got one more late addition to the Big Board of Bets. Lovick and Matt made one last bet, and they went ahead and sent me a video, so I thought I would actually just add it into the podcast. Here you guys go.
All right, water bet just went down between Matt and I. This week, I say Devin Singletary scores more than 12 points if he plays. Matt says Frank Gore.
Well, I just say Frank Gore's going to carry the load, and Devin Singletary's not
going to score more than 12 if he plays. So mark it on the big board of bets, buddy.
2 teams for the draft update. Due to us losing 2 picks over Get Some is now leading, currently leading us. So they're leading us by 1. So we need to make some good picks this week.
We do. It's 12-13 in favor of the Get Some podcast. We did have the Tyler Boyd AJ Green versus Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones is 46 points. AJ Green is 0. Marlon Mack versus Aaron Jones. Jones is 107.7 to 74.7. And that's with a bye for Marlon Mack. So I think this is easily they can catch each other. It's going to be a close one there. Sammy Watkins is still not playing this week. I don't think so. I mean, he shows week to week, so I don't think he's playing. So that's still only 5 weeks played. Is going to be close if he plays 11 games this year.
It's going to be a close one. It's going to be a fun one to keep an eye on.
It is.
Let's go ahead and get to Brad and Stu's bias matchup predictions.
There is one more bet that was not on the docket that I did not put there from last week. There was a bet that you and I made for a water bet. You said that we agreed that we thought Adam was going to win the game last week, right? And I said
yes.
But so we agreed as a podcast that was what we were going to go with. But you and I did a separate water bet, and I said Vince was going to win.
So I lose that one.
You do lose that one. So that's just another quick water bet. And now let's go ahead and go to our Brad and Stu's bias matchup predictions. Super biased. Very
biased.
Oh, crazy.
Always biased.
Yep. So, Brad.
All right. First
one, what do we got?
Got Brad versus Vince. I mean, if there's no Todd Gurley and David Johnson doesn't play, I think I take it. If they one or both play, it's going to be a lot closer. What do you think? What do you think in this matchup, Stu?
You know, I really do think it's going to be close, but again, with him missing out on Gurley, I mean, they have a pretty good matchup this week. So without him having him or his backup, yeah, he's going to struggle. The Kansas City Chiefs are playing Denver, so that's going to be a rough matchup. David Johnson, if he plays this week, that could be a really good week. The Giants aren't the greatest on their defense. Kirk Cousins could have a pretty good week. I mean, I like Watson and Indy. Marlon Mack in Houston's a little rough for you. Kenyon Drake in Buffalo is a little rough for you. That's a little crazy, but I like your Hopkins a lot better than Galladay.
I'm hoping to play Darrell Henderson instead of Drake.
Oh, yeah. That would definitely make that better. Your Hopkins is winning against Galladay. Fuller's going to win against Lockett. And I know Baltimore isn't the crazy defense we all kind of think they are, but yeah, Lockett's still going to be locked down. Austin Hooper should actually probably have a good game. Waller, Green Bay isn't crazy against defense. He's one of their top targets. I think he'll have a good day. Gallup versus the Eagles. That right there should go nuts. That should be a crazy play.
Especially with no Amari Cooper.
Yeah, Allen Robinson versus the Saints. They have a pretty good defense on a regular basis. They've been playing their games pretty close.
Depends if Robinson gets the Marshawn Lattimore treatment.
Yeah, that's true. I like your kicker better than his kicker, but they're both the same game, which is just funny. I definitely like the Vikings over the Bengals. They're playing the Jaguars. Yeah, that just seems like a bad option. Minshew has been too good, and the Bengals defense has not been good enough. So I see him picking somebody else up, but as of right now, yeah, Brad, you got the win.
Okay, so we'll go with Brad on the podcast, and then we got Sam versus CoPro. Right now, we're going with CoPro. I think mainly because Kamara injury, and he's playing the Bears, and he's got Mahomes and Dalvin Cook, and like I said, Josh Gordon's been hurt. I just feel that that CoPro's team has the more guys who are going to boom. Versus Sam, I think the only guy Sam's going to have boom is Chris Carson, Cooper Kupp, and maybe Keenan Allen. I just don't know if it's going to be enough to overdo CoPro.
See, now I think Everett's got a shot. And CoPro currently has Jared Cook against the Bears, which is not good. Michael Thomas versus the Bears, which is also not helpful. With the backup quarterback versus the Bears, that's a little scary. Or not a backup quarterback. Well, I mean, he is, but Teddy Bridgewater's been pretty crazy good. Yeah, I'm still giving it to CoPro. He's on fire. You can't go against him.
And now we got Dave versus Dixon, and right now we have Dixon winning that one.
Yep, not even going to analyze that one. That is how that's going to go.
Yeah, I mean, right now it has Day winning, but that's because, well, let's see here. Well, I mean, he's good. With Dixon, he's take out Chris Thompson. But yeah, I like the matchups better for.
It's mainly for Dixon's tight end is the real issue here.
Yeah, he's going against two tight ends for Day. But I think the thing he's doing, he's playing Josh Allen, and he made sure to have John Brown in the flex spot against Miami, so he'll get stack points on that one.
Yep, no, I agree. And he has Greg Olsen. He's on bye. What are you going to do? There aren't a whole lot of great tight end options. Most of us have every tight end rostered out there available. So,
and I think Julio's going to have a much bigger game than Sanu. Sanu he's not consistent. It's just rare he has those big games. So I think Julio has a big game this week, and Dixon takes down Day.
Yeah.
Next matchup we have.
Davante Adams is out. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially Davante Adams out. And the next matchup we got is Adam versus Mo. What do you think of this one?
We're just going to go Mo. Don't even question it. Yeah. Sorry, Adam.
Yeah. Mo every week. Just pick Mo. We should have picked Mo last week. And Matt versus Lovick. This is the big one. Matt versus Lovick.
So we're going to do this crazy thing, and I have a sneaky
It's a hard one to choose.
It is, and they're going to talk about it on their podcast, so let's go in depth here. Tom Brady versus Phillip Rivers. There's no way that he plays Phillip Rivers. Like, I can't. He has Sam Darnold on the bench, and he has Mayfield.
But Sam Darnold gets New England.
Yeah.
I think he's saving Sam Darnold for next week when the Jets play Miami. I think he plays Phillip Rivers.
He's going to.
Versus with Hunter Henry. Tom Brady's going against the Jets. Tom Terrific hasn't been so terrific. His week last week was saved by 2 rushing touchdowns. I think Tom Brady outscores Phillip Rivers.
Yep.
I think Leonard Fournette against Cincinnati outscores Le'Veon Bell against New England. So I guess 2 for 1, Matt, so far.
Yep.
I like Devontae Freeman better than Singletary because Singletary's splitting carries.
See, but I think
I guess kind of go.
I think against that game, they're going to both feed. I think they're going to be just fine for both of them.
Could be a wash. Okay. So we got 2-0-1. Yep. Then we got Hilton versus Hill. This one's tough. It's Hill versus Denver.
I go Hill.
But
as long as Hill can stay healthy, Hill.
Okay. And then this is where it gets. I prefer Cortland Sutton over Mike Williams.
Agree.
For Lubbock.
Yep.
I prefer Hunter Henry over Hawkinson.
Agree.
And I prefer Tevin Coleman over Carlos Hyde.
Agree.
I prefer Lutz over Bailey. And the defenses, I feel the same.
The 49ers over the Bills. Now, the Bills are playing the Miami Dolphins, fair, but the 49ers have been crazy good, consistently good.
They're playing Washington.
And they're playing Washington. Yeah, they're awful. Washington's terrible.
And neither defense is traveling. They're both home games. So
no,
I don't think Carlos Hyde has the same game. I don't think Mike Williams does. I don't think TJ Hawkinson does.
The 49ers are at Washington.
I think Le'Veon. Yeah, I still think Le'Veon Bell scores points against New England. He's the focal point of that offense.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Man, it's a tough one. It just looks so even.
Sleeper does not agree.
I mean, they all both got areas they're popular on. Who do you think? Who do you think takes this one? It's only a 4-point difference according to predictions. So that's one field goal.
Yeah, there's just.
What's your gut pick here, Stu?
Matt, but I don't like a lot of his bottom half players. Tom Brady is an enigma. You don't know what he's actually going to do. You don't know who he's going to throw to at this point. Fournette,
I think they're going to be run heavy.
Fournette, you have to like because he's the focal point of that offense.
Yeah.
And Cincinnati's defense has been terrible so far. Freeman, that's where you and I are disagreeing here. I don't think Freeman's going to have a good game. He hasn't really had a whole lot of good games, and the Rams just got a new defensive player that I think may come into play here.
Yeah, I think Freeman and Singletary can be even. I think Singletary does get used against Miami.
I think Houston has a better secondary than Denver does.
I'll say this. I think Matt has a couple more boom players than Lubbock, but I think overall, Lubbock's going to get more consistent points out of his team.
Yeah, I just think, if Hunter Henry gets hyper-targeted like he did last week in garbage time against Tennessee, yeah, good luck. Good luck on this.
Tennessee's not good against the tight end either.
No, and Phillip Rivers may not have a great day, but if he hyper-targets Hunter Henry at the end like he did against my game, good luck. Because Hawkinson is going to be a good tight end. In Dynasty, he's wonderful. But
he plays Minnesota.
Yeah, that's rough. And, yeah, I'm going to have to I'll give it to Lubbock. I agree, Lubbock.
Okay, so we're going to go with Lubbock.
All right, guys. So what we're going to do here, we're going to be changing our pick to Matt after that Rodney and his trade where he gets Kittle. That's going to provide enough of a boost that it's just going to go in Matt's favor. We pretty much both immediately agreed our pick was going to be wrong, and so since the podcast hadn't came out, I told him I would just re-record this. So our official pick for this matchup is Matt over Lubbock.
And then our final one, Stu versus Rod. Stu, we're going with you.
Yeah,
I think with Barkley back, Gordon, Josh Jacobs. Let's see. Well, I mean, are you not going to start Melvin Gordon?
Oh, he was just. I was messing around, and we were.
Okay,
I was just
so you're starting Melvin Gordon, then yes, I'm going you in week 7. If you starting them 3 running backs, I'm gonna go with you over Rod, and that's it. That's our bias predictions.
Yep. All right, guys. That is all we've got for you guys today. Hope you guys have a great week. Enjoy your victories. Contemplate your losses. Figure out where your weaknesses are. Watch for buys. You guys got this. Anything else, Brad?
Y'all have a great one. That's it. Y'all have a great week, and set your lineups.
See ya.